Brought to you by...
All horrors have to begin somewhere. Even those ancient ones that seem to have crawled straight from the depths of hell itself, beckoning to the whispers spoken aloud in translation from the pages of tomes that should have stayed buried within that infernal basement. Hello friends, and welcome back to ETF. Today, I've got a special one for you, as we go back beyond the cabin tucked deep in the cursed forest, to the nightmares of the woods themselves. Sam Raimi's original short film, Within the Woods, follows the very same threads that wove together the film that we are all much more familiar with. While spending a weekend at a remote cabin, Bruce desecrates an Indian burial ground and becomes reanimated, making way to kill his friends. It's quite easy to see how this one serves as a fascinating precursor to Raimi's iconic horror masterpiece, The Evil Dead. Now, before I even begin, I know I haven't covered the Evil Dead franchise on this channel, and there's a reason for that. It is one of my absolute favorite franchises, and I want to do it justice, so it'll come eventually. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about it. I love it as much, if not more, than most of you. Within the Woods serves as an early study of fear, employing various techniques to elicit psychological unease in its audience. Raimi cleverly utilizes suspenseful pacing, disorienting camera moves, and carefully crafted sound design to heighten tension. The film's isolated forest setting amplifies feelings of vulnerability and fear of the unknown. This portrayal of fear as an ever-present, suffocating force foreshadows the intense psychological horror that would become a hallmark of this franchise. Raimi was inspired to make Within the Woods by his desire to create a proof-of-concept film that would demonstrate his skills as a horror filmmaker and attract financing for a feature. The primary motivation behind the creation of Within the Woods was to showcase his talent and vision to potential investors, ultimately leading to the production of The Evil Dead. Raimi, along with his childhood friend Bruce Campbell and producer Rob Tapert, had been making short films together since their high school days. They had a shared passion for horror and a dream of creating a feature-length horror film that would captivate audiences. However, they faced challenges in securing the necessary funding for their ambitious projects. Within the Woods was born out of his necessity to demonstrate their skills. It allowed Raimi to experiment with his distinct visual style, test practical effects, and establish the tone and atmosphere he envisioned for a full-length horror film. The inspiration for the story of Within the Woods came from Raimi's desire to create a compelling and suspenseful narrative within the confines of a short film. The concept involved a group of friends who venture into the woods and encounter a malevolent force that terrifies them. This simple yet effective premise serves as a launching pad for Raimi's exploration of fear, tension, and psychological horror. The production of Within the Woods was a low-budget endeavor, driven by the passion and resourcefulness of its director and his dedicated team. Raimi, Campbell, and Tapert faced the challenges of securing financing for the short. They pooled their personal resources and reached out to friends, family, and local investors to raise the necessary funds. The limited budget necessitated creative solutions and a do-it-yourself attitude throughout the production process. The film was shot on location in the wooded areas near Raimi's hometown of Detroit, Michigan. The remote and atmospheric forest setting added to the sense of isolation and unease portrayed in the film. The team took advantage of the natural surroundings, using practical effects and minimal set design to create the desired atmosphere. The production crew of Within the Woods consisted of a small but dedicated group of individuals who shared Raimi's passion for filmmaking. With limited resources, they took on multiple roles to keep the production moving forward. Raimi himself handled various responsibilities, including directing, cinematography, and editing. Given the budgetary constraints, the film relied heavily on practical effects and makeup techniques to create its horror elements. Special effects artist Tom Sullivan worked closely with Raimi and the team, creating eerie prosthetics and utilizing homemade props to achieve the desired visual effects. This resourcefulness set the stage for the practical effects wizardry that would later be showcased in The Evil Dead. Raimi and his team embraced an experimental approach to filmmaking, utilizing creative techniques to achieve their desired vision. This included dynamic camera movements, such as the signature shaky cam technique, which added a sense of urgency and unease to the film. The team also employed inventive editing techniques and sound design to enhance the tension and horror. The film was ultimately a collaborative effort driven by passion and dedication from its small team. They worked closely together, contributing their individual talents and ideas to bring the film to life. The production process fostered a sense of camaraderie and allowed for experimentation and creative exploration. Despite their limited resources, the production of Within the Woods showcased the ingenuity, determination, and collaborative spirit of its creators. The experience gained from making this short film laid the foundation for Raimi, Campbell, and Tappert to embark on the production of Evil Dead, where they could further refine their skills and push the boundaries of horror filmmaking. Throughout this film, we explore the theme of loss of innocence, showcasing the rapid descent of its characters into moral corruption. As the characters explore the supernatural forces lurking within the forest, their initially virtuous intentions become tainted. The thematic exploration mirrors the journey of the protagonists in The Evil Dead, who unwittingly unleash demonic forces and find themselves grappling with their own inner darkness. Raimi's mastery of psychological horror is evident within this short, as the characters' mental states progressively deteriorate. Within the Woods explores several thematic themes that serve as a foundation for the themes that he would further develop in the feature-length counterpart. Fear is a central theme, of course, as the characters find themselves thrust into a situation where they encounter malevolent forces beyond understanding. The film taps into the primal fear of the unknown, as the characters are confronted with supernatural entities in an isolated forest setting. This theme emphasizes the vulnerability of humans in the face of forces they can't comprehend, highlighting the fragility of existence. Raimi explores the loss of innocence of his characters gradually as they are corrupted by dark forces that they encounter, causing psychological breakdown of these characters as they are subject to horrors from the forest. As their fears intensify and their grip on reality begins to unravel, they descend into madness and desperation. We also toil with the power that evil holds and its ability to manipulate and corrupt. The malevolent forces lurking in the forest manipulate the characters' fears and desires, exploiting their vulnerabilities to sow chaos and destruction. This theme sets the stage for the demonic presence and supernatural forces that dominate the narrative of Evil Dead, highlighting the relentless and overwhelming power of evil in the face of the human race. However, curiosity and consequences are themes that set the ordeal in motion. The characters' curiosity leads them to venture into the forest and unwittingly unleash evil forces. The film serves as a cautionary tale of sorts, suggesting that delving into the unknown and tampering with forbidden knowledge can have dire repercussions. For me, this is where it all began to take shape and give birth to a franchise that I love more than any other. We continue to get new Evil Dead films to this day, with more planned out into the future. This stands as the type of series that I just want to continue in any form, because for the most part, all they need is the connective tissue to truly thrive. I further look forward to seeing what filmmakers do with the material as they go on, but I'll also always love where they began. Well, friends, that's going to be all for now. Take my opinion for what it's worth, but more importantly, formulate your own. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like, subscribe for more content, and if you really want to help support this channel, head on over to our Patreon page. Every little bit helps this channel grow and gets us closer to that ultimate goal of making this what we do full time. Until next time, stay safe, and as always, thanks for watching.